Of course, we shall be touching a little bit on some state matters concerning Nigeria. Yes, let's start at this point. This your name, a little bit confusing.
Yes.
One looks at your background or backdrop. What you find there is Timi Oshukoya. Telling me. Then you start hearing again
yes,
Orokoya.
Orokoya.
Can you tell me a little bit
the
about
word
that?
that was in the beginning.
How did you get to changing that?
It was as a result of a spiritual intervention in my life. You see, most people don't know that the names we bear, they have so much to do about their lives. So I discovered at the point that there's some things were actually happening to me, and I went into a series of prayers, and I discovered I've been limited by the name I had, the surname I carried. So the name Oshukoya came from the idol my grandfather was worshiping. That name was Oshu. So after he now died, the children now decided in 1960 to immortalize him. So we were formerly Ojo, everybody Ojo, until 1960, when the children gathered together. So let's change it. There are so many Ojo in the Mesile. So in order to be able to distinguish them, let's use this name, Oshu, the name of the idol Koya. Because then my grandfather believed then that that idol was the one actually doing so much for him. So the children have picked that Oshu Koya. So that name came from that background. And I got this spiritual intervention then, the counter, to change that name. It wasn't the idol, meant God. That the word that was in the beginning, and the God and the word is God. He's one who has actually been doing that for me. So that took place about 4 or 5 years ago, and I crossed from being Oshukoya to Orokoya.
So what's the meaning of the new one?
The new one, Oro, the word that was in the beginning. Okay. Oro. Not Oro. Oro, the word.
Okay.
Was God.
Okay.
That's simply Orokoya.
Okay.
That's it.
That's nice. Now, going through your background also, I found out that you were used to being a drug addict. But now you are born again. Can you tell me a little bit of the story behind that?
At times when I tell people my
drug
background,
addict as in how?
When I tell people my background at times, if you well, there's not that it's impossible for God. I came from a very terrible background of being rascally. Drug addict as in taking Indian air those years. I was told that device for about 8 years until God brought me out of it. So the fact remains, I am out of it. God had delivered me. The rest becomes story.
You rose in the Nigerian music industry to become the president.
Yes.
Of GOMAN.
Yes.
Gospel Musicians Association of Nigeria. And you were in the saddle for 6 long years.
Yes.
3 years. Yes. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, do you feel fulfilled?
Definitely.
Running that office for 6 years.
Yes, very, very. It was interesting. Still interesting. I'm still a member of that association. I am fulfilled. Because the fact remains, I believe I cannot finish everything. I always take a part and do it. For the period I was the president, I was able to do all that the God laid in my hand that I was able to do. By the grace of God, I was able to first lift the association, rebranded the association when I was there. Because before I became the president, all I saw that this association needed a rebranding. So through this, first thing I look at the logo we're using, then change the logo, then went through the constitution, discover there's something we have to do to be able to help because the association is the tool, the tool the association we use, we review the association, so we change so many things in the association. They're able to spread GOMAN to even to outside Nigeria. We have GOMAN in UK, we have in US, we have in North America, Canada, just like that we spread. Then to other states, we're able to spread GOMAN, then bring members together. We had one house for the period I was in that place. Then I was able to bring a lot of them into social media. So communication became so easy. I thought that because most of the time we have to go to state holding meetings, but it was easier for us to hold meetings on those platforms to take some decisions that will help the association. So, and numerous other things that I was able to do for the period I served.
Which ones will you consider your greatest achievements?
My greatest achievement was to organize so many programs like conferences, like celebration of our past leaders. And incidentally, I'm so glad to have you here as one of the past leaders and founders of Goman, which we extended to you, celebrating the past leaders, having so many conferences and revivals, concerts, then rebranding the association from where it was to what it is today.
Where was it? Where was it and where did you take it to?
Now, where it was, the name Goman was not known as it is now. And I was able to hand over to a new government. It has been so difficult for any president in Goman to hand over. I cannot find a history where a president handed over to another person. Nobody handed over to me.
So how did you get it?
There was an election. So they have not been successful handing over, which I did. By the grace of God, exactly a year today, Lady Evangelist Dr. Fumaragwa took over as the president, and there was an inauguration that took place in the Ibadan where I handed over the leadership of Goman to her, which has never been in history.
1 year in office.
Yes.
In your successor. You want to do a little bit of assessment of what they are doing?
Well, yeah, basically. Like
are they veering away from the course you charted?
Basically, the FAR remains a leader with his own vision. There may not be a complete change from what was on ground, but basically there was a structure. She met a structure, which I believe gradually she built on the structure. Because the issue is just that leading human beings is the most difficult thing on earth. Actually, the music ministers, for the 6 years I served, I could tell you a lot of things. So I believe that for the first 1 year, she will begin to understudy the structure on ground. So I believe maybe, I want to sincerely say.
Are you not in close touch with her?
No, what I'm saying
to compare notes with you or something? Not really.
Not really. What I'm saying here is, when a leader comes to power, before he gets to that place, he or she will have had some things in mind. When I go to that, I want to do it. It is always a good thing you allow that person to actually give us a body language. So I still believe that the new executive, they are still doing some.
Have you not seen any body language yet?
Yes.
1 year after?
Yes, I have seen.
So what do you see?
I have been dropping some things, but consciously dropping some things into the new station, because they have something. You know that the kind of nature. Let them walk now. You have done your own now.
Just step aside now.
So all you just have to watch them. Whenever you discover some things are going on, just keeping something. By the constitution of the association, I am still the chairman board of trustee of the association, the immediate past president. So, like I say, one has to be very, very conscious. When you are even doing the right thing, do it with wisdom. So,
are they on the right track?
They are trying.
Okay.
They cannot be completely on the right track.
We cannot say all the good achievements and so on without also asking, what are your regrets? These 6 years you were there.
By the grace of God, since I have been able to serve and God had actually supported me, I sincerely don't have regrets, because to be a leader is under school.
Isn't it that if you were to have another opportunity like that, some things that you would rather do differently, different from the way you did them?
Basically, when you have another opportunity in anything, when you have a second chance in anything, you want to definitely improve on the past. The ones you did right, you want to do more. The one you couldn't do, you want to actually.
Yes, that's the one I'm asking now.
Yes.
Which ones would you rather do better if you have a second chance?
Yeah, if I have a second time, sincerely speaking.
A third time now, you say you had 2 times.
Even though it will not happen again. Even though it will not happen again, we do not have such an agenda. Even though it will not happen again, I would rather, it has to do with some of the physical structures. Basically, for the period I spent time doing the spiritual structure of the association, allowing unity in the association, imparting. So the only thing I discovered I couldn't do is to actually get some structures, like the association secretariat, which I couldn't do.
What were the challenges running that office? then later we'll ask the real challenges facing the gospel music in Nigeria itself. Let's take the one that you faced as the president.
You know, the one is human nature, which at times I call the Adamic nature of man. The music ministers, if you want to lead them, I don't want to say you are a fool. You have to be wise because of so many things. Because when you are leading generals, you are leading general overseers of the various associations, the various ministries. You are leading people of high potentials. A lot of people with different ideas, ideologies, and background. When you are leading people like that, you need God's wisdom. So the challenges are God helped me, sincerely speaking. God helped me because what I first did was to bring myself down to that very level of whoever in the association. Despite my name and my integrity, I did not see myself from that echelon. I was able to reduce myself because as a leader, you come to the level of people you are leading. I didn't carry my name to the association. So that actually helped me. It is not impossible. Some people will hate me. That is not impossible. But definitely I was able to get to the heart of most members of the association, in and outside.
In terms of actually practicing, the trade, did you not face some kind of challenges, perhaps with the what do we call them now? Those people that produce you as gospel artists. I'm sure some of you were not strong enough to produce themselves. They had to lean on producers. Did you have any challenges along that track?
You're talking about the marketers?
Yes, marketers.
That have been a long
and
time.
Recording studios.
Yeah, that have been a long time problem we have, and we have not been able to solve that. But the fact remains, in recent time we do not have marketers. We are mingled between marketers and exploiters. One thing some artists do not understand about this marketing is most of the marketers, they live on loans, but artists don't know. You see them doing something, they live on loans because there had not been a place, a common seat where the artists and the marketers sit down together to deliberate on issues affecting them. So the artists at one end, the marketers at the other end. No, there's nothing is bringing us together, and it's still affecting us up till now. So the marketer have been problems. The artists have been problems to the marketers. Marketers have been problems to the artists.
What of the recording studios? Have they been cooperating with your members?
Yes.
Do they cheat them out as they used to do?
The problem remains. The problem still remains because it has to do with money. There have not been reconciliation up to now, but
between the recording studios and the artists.
It has never been, and I don't know if it's going to be in the.
Did you not work at it to get it solved?
We tried. I brought some of the marketers, the artists, to some of our meetings to talk, but the fact remains, the issue of money, there's no trust. One thing is missing between the two of us, no trust. The artist does not trust the marketer, neither the marketer has any trust for the artist. So
is the problem insurmountable?
The fact remains, if trust can be established, if trust can be installed, I think it will be there, because the focus, it is our focus. The focus has always been money, and when you spend money, you are expecting money. So that is the truth. The marketers, they want to spend money and get their money because they are living on loans. Most of them, 90% of the marketers, they are living on loan from the bank to sustain. And the artist also wants to know. We, the artists, want to enjoy it. We want to start seeing the process of what we have done. So there is no basic understanding between the two of us. I have served as a marketer, so I'm an artist too. So I know both sides. So I could tell you what is happening between the two of us.
Let me ask you again, if I may be putting it into your mouth now, financial difficulties running that association. Were you comfortable?
Never.
Were you getting help from government?
Government, no.
Did you make overtures?
No. You see, one of the things I said that what I was doing about the rebranding is, if we don't rebrand and do some things, the government will not recognize us. I got to there are so many things we should be doing for the government to recognize us. Most of us are not paying tax. There's no way the government can recognize you if there's nothing you are inputting. For all the government to recognize, you must be doing some things, not even waiting on them. Even before the government comes in, there are things we could do as music ministers. There are so many things, even charity things we could get involved in. So most of the time, we have always been going to the government to ask for help. But the last time I visited the governor of Ondo State, Mimiko and the Miko, I told them, we are not here for help. We are here for partnership.
To see what you can do.
Yes.
That was your own focus.
To see what we can do.
So what did you do for government, for the people?
No, when we got to that place, dealing with the government at times, this procrastination of a thing. That has
bureaucracy.
Yes. What you can do. So, people have been coming to that place to ask for help. So probably they might be thinking we are coming in a way, indirectly to ask for help. No, we are not asking, what can we do to support this government? So like I told my people, come, look at so many things happening in Nigeria. Like I said, bringing gospel artists together. I don't want to call it hell, but hell is an understatement. So let's come together. We had about Boko Haram. There was no coming together of the artists to sing about Boko Haram. So many things you can do.
What's difficult in that?
Bringing them together, ego, and so many things.
Ego.
The one at the top will see the one beneath, the below that see they are nothing. And the one at the top say, what are they singing? So many things are wrong with us. So many things. Probably you do not know that the practitioners in this team, we have about 3 of us. There's somebody who is called by God to do the work. There's somebody who sings because it's a profession. There's somebody they sing by hobby. They pick some music as a hobby. So the 3 of us, we are coming from different backgrounds. It is very difficult to bring them together. Can you so many things happening in Nigeria? Look at agriculture. We are not coming out to talk, to do a mass publicity campaign about agriculture. Look at the economy, so many things, but the fact is there is just one focus. And I go from state to state, telling them, this is what, when I was the president, from imparting them, telling them, there are so many things you can sing about all this dance, and all those things.
All right. Let's go to other aspects of Goman operations and activities. What relationship does Goman have with COSON, for instance, the Copyright Society of Nigeria, especially during your tenure? What was the relationship like?
Yes.
Because I imagine that you should be working closely together.
Some things are happening in Nigeria that there are so many things that are they are not straightforward. Because with the artists, we are not even conscious of what we are doing. We have COSON, we have MCSN. The two of them are struggling to collect rights.
They've even taken themselves to court now. The two of them.
Sir.
They've taken themselves to court.
The artists are guilty, sir. We are guilty. We have the right to determine who collects for us. But we are not united. People that we could see as an umbrella body, what is people doing? Fighting to going to court. Except for a few members that begin to go to functions, arresting members, people who are not paying this, who are not paying that, harassing, not even arresting, harassing and arresting. Then they come and pay some things. The structure of the industry, unless we get managers, the artists, we cannot manage ourselves. We need management organization that will put things right for us. When COSON are saying they are collecting rights for some people, MCS said they are collecting rights for some people, the question most artists don't ask, where is this money coming from? Who are the people paying this money? Who are the people that are entitled to this money? I got disturbed sometimes when people are coming to me. That didn't tell me that there's some people that they don't even have them, that they are being paid. Then I said to myself, "Come, I need to see Chief Okoroji." I went to his office. He told me some things. He gave me the form to fill. I still kept the form. Because as a leader, if you take a step, so many people will follow you. So I took my time for that period. I spoke with Dikimaya Ilaron, the man in charge of MCSN. Everybody has something to offer, but do we need two to do that? So I believe that we need so much. The artists, inability to come together is a problem we have. If we say, don't collect for me, whether MCSL or COSO, nobody will do anything, sir, until we decide on one. So because we are not able, the artists have not come together. That's why I begin to press on this conference we are doing. Maybe from the conference we are doing, able to raise so many issues about this. Let's see the
and
trouble.
agree.
Yes. By the grace, God is helping us. We had the first one in the Badagry, ASCO. The second one at the redemption camp. This one, we are the third one. By the grace of the next 1 or 2 weeks, we'll decide the venue for the next conference. Then we can begin to raise issues from this place.
Now, people talk of bastardization of the spiritual essence of gospel music in Nigeria, and of course generally, in dressing, in lyrics, even in personal character. The sacredness of the gospel music is being eroded so fast. Do you agree?
Basically, I agree.
And then where did we get it all wrong?
It is not limited to gospel music again.
Where did we get it all wrong?
I want to believe that most people in this part of the ministry, some of them were not schooled in the sense of the evangelical, the seminary aspect of what we are doing.
Bible training.
Yes. Do you know, I have so many music ministers that they don't have sermon notebooks. Do you know we have so many ministers who do not belong to a particular denomination? Ask them, where do you fellowship last Sunday? Fellowship. Anywhere that Sunday meets me new. So many are not under a particular pastor where they receive the word. So now tell me, even when they sing, when you listen to their lyrics, you will pick some things in that.
Mm-hmm.
That something is wrong with this. Somebody even quote the Bible wrongly. They misinterpret the scriptures. Somebody who does not understand, well, tell me what the person will sing. If by chance they are able to they stay under a particular administration, once they pick a word, they go about to develop that word. Not scripturally developed with other things. The reason you find some song, they begin to pick a hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh yeah, hallelujah. That is the only one you begin to. What happens to hallelujah?
What's the meaning?
That is it. No correlation, no other better list to drive home that word hallelujah.
So there's no depth.
So even in dressing, it is unfortunate that people take care of themselves, forgetting about the gospel they are going to preach. You get some of us on the stage performing. Nobody hears anything other than what they are wearing. That's what they want to showcase. Some people put on so many things and they present themselves and they lower the gospel, the message. And I tell my people, come, Gospel Musician Association of Nigeria. If you major in Goma and you minor in the gospel, you are nowhere. So it is better to major in gospel. The gospel will project Goma.
Right. What would we now say constitutes gospel music? What I mean, you have to really define for us now what gospel music really is, so that we begin to know who is who.
Gospel music begins from the person singing it, the personality of the person,
the character,
the depth of the person in the Word of God, his character, his being, his nature. That is the first thing people see. If you love to listen to somebody's music, you have been hearing this music, all this while you're buying it, and the day you just see this person, and has a very terrible character.
Or he's into fisticuffs with people by the roadside.
I'll tell you something happens to me sometimes. I took a taxi going to Ladipo to buy
in Lagos
to buy a part for my car, and a police officer stopped me, checking me. And I discovered he was going too far. I said, oh, come, you are going to my diary, you are going to my privacy, all these things. I was just doing that. I told him. The security officer at the checkpoint just said, what is it? I said, sir, your man was getting too close to my privacy. What is it? Oh, the man said, I'm sorry, my brother. You see, each time you're on the road like this, nothing's private again. And I got that message. while they were going through, or say, because you have said, okay, go through my, and I left everything. It was a fact that once you're on the road, nothing is private about you again, not even inside your house. Then when he now went through my, he started to look at some pictures there. He saw myself with Ebenezer Obey. He saw myself with Sonny Ade. He started to see somebody and said, he looked at me. This is telling me. I said, yes. The man said, sir, you have lost one of your fans today. And I told you, I have gained more to my fans today. You are one of them. And we started.
Friendship. Mm-hmm.
So now, if I must have done something so terrible that the moment he said, I said, get out, my friend, you are a fool, you are that, then I will have completely lost that person. So our character, our personality is the first thing. Then what comes out of us? We could
the message.
We could so many things. The one we vomit, that's what people will see. What comes out of us? Are we imparting? The Bible said, when David ministered, the evil spirit in Saul went out. How many evil spirits or other spirits are we able to cast out when we minister? When we minister, people begin to clap. Is it clapping? What goes out? Something, power must actually go out of us. This is a man from God. We have man of God, we have man from God.
All right. There's still much more to talk about along this line. We'll get back to you, and we'll take a short break. At this point, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Yes, you're welcome back. If you're just tuning in, the program is GalaxyLine, and my guest in the studio is the immediate past president of GOMAN, that's Gospel Musicians Association of Nigeria, the popular Telemi that you know so well. We were talking about what really constitutes gospel music.
Yes.
Now, is there a difference between what we call church music and gospel music? Shouldn't we have some kind of dichotomy between the two? Church music, gospel music.
Yes, sir.
Are they one and the same thing?
We are speaking grammar here. Some people say when I'm in the church, I'm a different person. When I go out, who are you? You are just one person. It is what you manifest. But that church music, gospel remains gospel. Anywhere you are, go to the hotel, you minister gospel. Go to anywhere, you minister gospel. You are still the same person. There's no church music. There's no that is different from gospel music.
It's one and the same thing.
It is just the same thing. It's just we are just speaking grammar.
Okay, let me ask you another one. There's this one they also call sacred gospel music, and then the other one secular gospel music. Do you see some dichotomy in that? There's a difference.
Anything that is secular has to do with the word.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever secular music can project anything, it can be morals, it can be morality, if it is secular.
Should Goman, for instance, carry both?
No, only one.
It should be one.
Only one. You can only minister one. You only one. Not secular.
But don't you have so many secular gospel musicians?
No check and balances. Everybody is singing anything, whatever they are singing whatever they like.
But that's a job for the leadership.
Job for the leadership, sir.
Sifting. And then getting the chaff away from the
It's unfortunate that there is nothing that is called leadership in Nigeria.
Or refuse to register them.
There are two things.
Let them not be under Goman. Let them be able to stay where they want to stay, but certainly not under Goman.
You see, the gospel, I don't want to say it's a problem. There are so many things we allow in the gospel because probably we don't want to be mentioned. Because there are so many civilizations that are taking over the gospel. So many infusions that feel this one is allowed as long as you are not doing this. But what I just know is the man of the message, he will be the one to determine who's actually doing the best, his job. It's our Father's business. who is doing that job, the man will do it. Because there are some people, some people believe in you. They come to you, they take counsel. We mentor some people, they say they will never be mentored. Some people, they believe what we are doing. It is unfortunate, what we are even talking about. Some notable names are just, they are guilty of what we are talking about. Notable names. By the time you hear some ladies, you want to wonder what is actually happening. Even the dressing we are just spoken about. So there is no forum where the elders or the leader, when they sit down together to mentor, everybody's just going different dimensions. There's people they will press on these things. I've seen a lady dressed in a particular way, and a particular leader, a strong leader, will say, I don't know, this lady is very beautiful in trousers. She's looking beautiful. I was shocked. So, sir, the church is guilty. Even though so many things happening in Nigeria, I want to call the church had actually wronged God. The church had provoked God. So many things have gone wrong in Nigeria, whether the economy or anything. It's unfortunate that most problems are traceable to the church.
All right. There ought to be a lot of jobs, for musical talents in the church. But unfortunately, you find that the church doesn't seem ready to take them on. That's what I personally notice. And perhaps this is the reason for the brain drain that the church is experiencing. A lot of great talents, are moving away from the church, and they now begin to start what we call secular gospel music. Do you agree with my analysis?
Very well. If you see most artists in Nigeria, even go to the secular one, you trace them back to the church. The notable ones. The last of Ebenezer Obey from the church, Sunny Aderiye from the church, Bob Marley from the church, many of them from the church. Now, why are they not projecting the gospel? That is where the church is wrong. I know some churches, they will never encourage talents in that place. There are some churches, they want to keep in that place. They have forgotten that the Bible says, go ye into the world and preach the gospel. I was the choir master of Methodist Church for 8 years. By the time I said I wanted, God was asking me to go out. So I would not take it until they discovered that my calling became so wide. I became so wide that this man can no longer stay under this roof again. That's why I decided to.
Were you paid then?
Paid? No, I was doing it, no payment. For 8 years I was a choir master.
Will you say that was right? Or it was your own personal volition?
The structure of Methodist Church. Look at the irony of this thing. Not even Methodist Church, some Orthodox churches. The structure is only one person was being paid, the organist. I was even asking myself, at the stage, people were just saying, let's begin to pay the organist. They started paying my organist a particular amount. I was asking myself, the organist is being paid. What about me, the choir master?
That is coordinating everything.
I didn't ask, I was just doing it within myself. But I was doing that with my God. So the structure of the church could not help talents to grow. The church don't develop talents. What
do you say is the reason for that? From your experience?
I believe it's short-sightedness.
You're having a church manager now yourself.
Short-sightedness.
Short-sightedness?
Yes.
On the part of the leadership?
Of the leadership. They do not believe that if we develop this talent, they are thinking that if we develop this one will go away. And at times, I want to balance this thing. If we say this boy, we want drummer in this church, this boy, we want keyboardist in this church, the way the keyboardists and the drummers are behaving, let's develop our own. Go to this school, go and learn. But after they have gotten the skill, they begin to
move away.
No, they start showing shoulders.
Okay.
Before you know it, they're out of the place. That's another thing on the part
of the talents.
Of the talents. So immediately they know this thing, they want to start going out to become mercenaries, to begin to go from place to place. So I want to believe we need to actually sit down, because part of the thing we are doing in the conference is to sit down and with the church leaders. What do we do? Because hardly can you see anybody playing talking drum in a church that is not paid. Keyboard that is not paid. Even engineer that is not paid. Something is even happening in our band now. Before, when we go out to play, the only person that would be paid is the talking drummer. Now, guitarists, they will bring the guitar, they will play. Now, drummer, they say, they call the name, the expenses. They are going to be paid for their drum, for their stick. So, so many things were just coming in, so many trees. Devil is taking away, is taking over. Now, everything now, if you see a church and you see them performing well, ask. The pastor will tell you, it's not having it easy with this because they have to be paid. You say free things, serve God. Sir, we are going to take off our family, do this. So it has become a business in our Father's business.
Now, another thing is, even these talents themselves, it's like they deliberately want to leave the church. And the reason, I guess, is because they feel restrained and constrained. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, in a way, you are right.
That they are not able to do what they want to do because the church will not allow for that.
I want to believe some things we miss is imparting these talents with the word of God before they go out.
Mm-hmm.
If they know what they are doing, they will not. I was having for 8 years without asking for a kobo, and see what God has done for me today. Apart from having, even the church got put under my care. It's even bigger than where I grew up.
But if they were to pay you that time, will you reject it?
I won't take it.
You won't take it. You are that decided.
I've been a church boy. I was so comfortable enjoying what I was. I will not take it. I was even taking care of my choir, spend my money for them.
Right.
So there was no way I could take it. It is not even this reason. My father was the founder of the church. That was not even the reason. Even up to now, when I go out to minister, I don't charge anybody. I don't.
I will get to that, the issue of...
I don't. So it has become part of the training. Some of us, we did not get this training. If we know God before going to the first thing must know is God. Once you know God, those things are secondary.
Right. Some people have identified musical artists, as a veritable tool for earning foreign exchange for the country, for instance. Do you believe gospel artists should be used by government to make money?
By government?
Yes, by government.
To make money?
Yes, because you have this music talent, it can be exported abroad and money can be made from it. Then they put people together, a group of artists, and then they sponsor them and they say, go and bring the money. Do you agree with that kind of plan, approach?
Now, there's
particularly for gospel artists.
Sir, let me just chip in this. There's ministry in the gospel. Mm-hmm. There is gospel in the ministry. There's industry in the ministry. Do you want me to clarify?
Please explain better.
In the ministry, there is industry there. In the industry, there's ministry there. That's why the gospel art is coming. Mm-hmm. We go to the studio, we record, we spend money. If the government sees anything they can get from that thing to earn something, there's something that is, by me, nothing is wrong with it. If they see anything, okay, we want to market this thing, go ahead. Because in the factory, we pay for the factory, we pay those who are paying the professionals, so money can be spent. It is not we say, okay, we are not pressing, we are not imposing. This is a good music that we could sell. Bibles are sold. Literature, gospel literature books are sold. They are published. So all those things, they follow that the same category, publication. If my music is good and the government wants, okay, let's do this thing. Now, because from that thing, they are going to get something for the artist. So you come in. Then what happens to those who are pirating our just and we don't get anything from it?
I was going to ask about piracy. As
Piracy,
one of the challenges
piracy is something else.
that you faced. You're not talking about challenges I asked you about. I thought piracy would be top on your list.
You see, I don't talk about piracy because it has become a song.
You don't even talk about it again.
Piracy has become a song. Now, piracy they have two phones now. Those who pirate the CD one, those who download two.
On the internet.
Oh, Holy Spirit, that one is so tough. Now, you don't know that you have to move by some wings. Some wings blowing, you have to move by that wings. Now people now discuss, how do we stop people pirating? If you can stop people from getting to the internet, you can do it. If you cannot stop them, you can't do it. So since we cannot stop them, what do we now do? Now we started getting some online distributors that could distribute, so they can pirate there. They can download there. Yeah, the fact remains that it is better, it is receiving some things. It's better than not receiving anything at all. Like we have a boom player now by Techno. And others are MTN Plus. So our color back ringtones, all these things. Little money is coming in for the artist. Before, I went to somewhere, I bought a new phone. One brother was doing this download. He said, yes, sir. I said, cautious, what is the meaning of that? Get some downloads. Hey. I said, you have to tell me. He still didn't know I am the one. He did not know. He said, tell him. Let me check. They just searched for Telemi on his laptop, and I saw songs of Telemi like this. Let me.
It's there.
It's there.
Plenty.
I wanted to.
How many do you want?
I was thinking, what do I do? Is it to kill this boy?
No, you should have carried the policeman now.
Policeman to do what?
To nab them now.
Policeman? Let's not go to another area. That's another book. Policeman was asking me sometimes when I took some guys who was pirating some jobs. I said, policeman was telling me, we don't even know which one is pirated now. Which one is pirated in this? I said, just leave it. And these guys said, which one do I want? I was looking at this person. I said, I'm telling me, Baba, what do I want to do in that place? That the people in the market will say, yes, let this boy leave. Look at the little things in here. You already know, everybody knows you and all those things. What do I want to do to start fighting? Now, people now decided to, okay, what do we now do? Let's begin to think of a way to do what these people are doing, the money will come in. That's how we have some of these things, online distributors.
Should hardcore spiritual gospel music be for sale? Did you get my question?
Yes.
Hardcore spiritual gospel music, should it be for sale?
Well, there's no even need for the adjective hardcore. Because the issue is just that, like I said, the evangelism needs money. You see, if I tell you some of the things,
that's why I was surprised that you said when you went to government, you said you were not about asking for support, this and that, just what you can contribute. Don't you need this money? As an association, see, your members and so on?
If you see,
so much is being done for Nollywood.
Listen, sir, there are ways to get the government. When you go to them and say you need money, there may not be a second meeting. When you say, what can we do to partnership? A committee will be set up. They will begin to discuss how money comes in. It's just a simple wisdom. We went to a governor. I don't want to mention the name of the governor. He was telling me the state is broke. Broke? Because we told them we need money. Then they should give us slots on those going to Jerusalem and all those things. It wasn't when the deputy governor told us the state is very, very broke. It's a state that can never be broke. So, whether hardcore or no hardcore, we have some people like me. I could go to a place and give them out more than 5,000 CDs, distributing free. But now, I'm not doing any other business than this gospel. You have to take care of the children, back home, take care of your home. So something must bring in money so that you don't become a beggar or a nuisance.
That's my question. If hardcore spiritual music should not be put on sale or should not be sold, how else does that, artist make ends meet?
You see, it is very dangerous to die of foolishness. You bring in some people, come and record, you compose song, they recorded, you pay them, they win. If somebody now say, okay, this work, I want to finance this work, that does not mean you can't begin to give out. There are some people you give the CD to, they are not, they will not even play it. So you may not push the price. Sell to people who actually want it. I don't think there's not too much money in the gospel. Now, yeah, this money is okay, but I don't want money. No, the more the money comes, you begin to plan on some other things. Even the music thing, you want to have a very good studio when you record your work. By the time you just, I can have a TV station. Why not if not? Every day you are aspiring for greater things. Oh, I want an equipment that will be concert part. Anywhere,
state of the art.
Yes. We just learned at the Ojuelegba there. We begin a crusade. Big names in gospel. Look at what they did at a computer village. Just in the market there. And it was fantastic. These are the things we are planning now. To just turn streets and release the gospel to them. And the artists will do it. That will be free thing.
But isn't it a trap for hardcore spiritual artists, gospel artists, to begin to look for the money instead of push out the gospel and let God begin to bless you his own way?
Both sides. You see, it all depends on your focus about money. Money can be dangerous. If you major so much in money, you will not get it. And you may check yourself out of the ministry. So that is one has to be very, very careful when you talk about this issue of money. Don't major in it. Money is very important, but don't allow it to drive you. That is my advice. You need money. Yes, some people, they have gone to a point that it is even the issue of money. I know some gospel artists, you invite them to come and minister in your church, they will take the advance, they will tell you, will not move here until the balance is paid. And they will not move.
That's the kind you are against.
No, I don't like that. If I telling me, I don't. If they do it, I'm not condemning them. And at times, there are some things I want to tell you here. I don't want to condemn anyone. I have been to places I didn't tell them I was too good to take anything. I was given 5,000. I came home to meet my wife. 2,000. I returned home. How many people could do that? If I come across people like those my host, do you know what will happen to me? Then I won't be able to feed my family. So some people, because they are experienced some things in the past, if I am the one called, what happens to those following me? Band members, Baba, now you they call you, not be me, nobody call me, I beg, you give us our money. And you are dealing with so many different kinds of people. Now, it's okay. We want to ask, why are you dealing with these unbelievers? But before you start getting these people, these unbelievers, how many of them do you want to get? We have some of those unbelievers that when you see them on drums, on any of these instruments, they are not good. We have so many of these unbelievers that when they handle the percussion, you flow.
That's right. Because of our time now, I think we have to cross over to some other national issues.
Okay.
Okay. Now, personally, are you scared about the drums of war, drums of secession that have been sounding so loud and clear in our country? Are you scared?
I am not scared of anything. It is unfortunate that if anybody is scared, that you don't know your scriptures. He said the weapon of our warfare is not carnal. Something is actually wrong. Even that is very, very, you see, a child of God says, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of boldness and courage. One must say, war.
So you're asking Nigerians, the federal government, not to fear nothing?
Not to fear anything. That is on the basis, if they know what they believe. You cannot say devil cannot do it when you refuse to do something. If you don't fear, what do you believe? How much trust do we have in God? That is a problem we have in this country.
Okay. Maybe that answers me in a very short short way. The next one is, do you believe in the insinuation, or is it suggestion now, that Nigeria is going through what they call systematic process of Islamization? Do you believe this?
Nigeria is too big for that. It is not possible. Islamization is just somebody's idea. You cannot kill the idea. What do? Replace it. What are the Christians doing to replace that idea? That is it.
What meaning do you read to the physical assaults on Christians? You have killings, you have maimings, you have burning of churches. What meaning do you read to that?
You see, the government, it is not a good note. It's a very bad signal. Very, very bad signal that the government, they have to take serious decisions immediately. Because if they fail to take decision, one, it's dangerous. If they take wrong decision, very, very, it's dangerous too. The government have to wake up now and take decision. It is still one Nigeria. We're not divided yet. So if anybody must rise to start killing anybody, what could be responsible? Whoever has done that must be brought to book.
Okay. This one, it was in the social media. We saw the post that Yinka Ifele, who I believe is one of your members in Goman, has converted to Islam.
It was a lie. Immediately I read that thing, I called immediately, say I should not mind them. What happened? Those people, they run their program, the Muslim program. They came to that place. He came to his studio. And, you know, definitely, this man called Arishokola.
Allah
Arishokola.
Late.
Yes. Used to call Yinka Ifele a particular name then. So it was.
They even get the name on the post then.
Yinka did not. He said, he told me how could he have done that to a God who had saved his life and brought him to this place.
Then it never, I didn't see any retraction story.
No. Maybe it was actually, because I saw that thing on one of our group chat, and he replied. Maybe we have to do that again. He has to debunk the rumor publicly.
On a final note, quite a number of predictions have come. Some are still coming regarding the political and economic state of Nigeria. Has God been talking to you about Nigeria? I know you as an apostle, a church leader.
Yes. The message I have received all the time.
You have 1 minute or so?
Is Nigeria should go back to God. People don't know that God is a farmer. If you go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 8, it said, God planted a farm and he put Adam here in verse 15. So God is a farmer. So for Nigeria to actually bounce back, we need to talk about farm. Go back to series of farming. Is that what God
is telling you to tell Nigeria?
Yes.
That we should take to agriculture.
Go back to, one, return to God. The sin of this country that got into left, that God is just, so many things are happening. Boko Haram has gone, kidnapping, Badol, all those things. This as a result of the relationship we share with God. We are far from God. God is angry with this country. We are just living by grace. This is a government that is making us to see we have something. Something is in us. So I want to believe everybody should look inward. But God, as you say, I have recorded an album on agriculture, that we should go back to farming. That is it.
All right. On that positive note, note of advice, we're going to close the show for today. My guest is being the immediate past president of the Gospel Musicians Association of Nigeria, GOMAN, popularly known as Telemi. That's how he's known popularly. Thank you very much for coming. Even at a very, very short notice.
Probably
he came from a vigil. He couldn't sleep. And straight into the studio. In fact, he's the first artist on this program that will come before me to the
Hallelujah.
studio. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being part of this show today. Next week, I'll be back with another program.